Nowadays, Germany is a country in Europe, but during the 1700s, the area we call Germany today wasn't unified into a country. It was broken into a series of different kingdoms, and each kingdom had a different ruler. These kingdoms were called states. Our lesson on the German states begins with a family, the Hapsburgs family. The Hapsburgs were a royal family that controlled many parts of Europe, starting in the Middle Ages and lasting all the way through the 1900s. Habsburg kings and queens have ruled the Holy Roman Empire, Spain, Austria, Hungary, Portugal, parts of Italy, and other parts of what are now known as the German states. During the 1600s, a massive war was fought in the German states. This war, known as the 30 Years' War, would significantly affect the power of the Habsburg rulers in the area. The war started in 1618 in the German states, and most historians point to tense relations between Catholics and Protestants as the cause of the war. Now, when studying the Habsburg family and the German states, we're not so much looking at what happened during the 30 Years' War, but really what were the effects of this war. The 30 Years' War ended in 1648 with a peace treaty that was called the Peace of Westphalia. Now, the war had been a disaster for Germany. About 4 million people had died, and it's estimated that Germany lost 1/3 of its total population. Their economy was in ruins. It took Germany 2 centuries to recover. Now, this treaty, the Peace of Westphalia, is important because it split the Holy Roman Empire into more than 300 separate states in Central Europe, many of them being known as German states. After the war, the Habsburg family still ruled 3 large German states, Austria, Hungary, and Bohemia. However, the Habsburgs lost a lot of power with the 30 Years' War. Their control of all the other German states was now in name only, meaning that while they might have been the official rulers of these other areas, they didn't have any actual power there. Therefore, the 30 Years' War ended the Habsburgs' hope of establishing an absolute monarchy over all of Europe. So today we're going to look at places the Habsburgs still controlled in Central Europe after the 30 Years' War. We'll start by looking at a queen named Maria Teresa, who held the throne of Austria, officially ruling over the German states of Austria, Hungary, and Bohemia. In 1740, 23-year-old Maria Teresa inherited the throne of Austria from her father, Holy Roman Emperor Charles VI. Traditionally, according to local law and custom, women were unable to rule Austria. However, in 1718, before her father Charles's death, he issued a royal decree, or a royal proclamation, an announcement, that was called the Pragmatic Sanction. And the Pragmatic Sanction ensured that Charles's land and his power could be passed down to a female successor. This sanction prevented the breakup of Charles's kingdom and allowed the throne of Austria to be passed down to his daughter, Maria Theresa. As the Queen of Austria, Maria Theresa managed to increase her power and cut that of the nobles. She successfully reorganized the bureaucracy to consolidate her political strength. She improved tax collection and furthered the building of roads. She ended trade barriers between Austria and Bohemia and encouraged exports and trade. She also used government funds to boost the production of textiles, which is cloth or fabric, and glass. Maria Theresa doubled the state revenue between 1754 and 1764, although her attempt to tax clergy and nobility was only partially successful. These financial reforms greatly improved the economy. She was opposed, however, by the kings of Prussia, a new state in northern Germany. Those kings built a strong state with much power given to their large, well-trained army. Another important area of modern-day Germany was Prussia. Frederick II became the king of Prussia in 1740. He was known as Frederick the Great, and ruled as a strict military leader who sought to expand Prussian territory. In 1740, Frederick invaded one of Maria Theresa's lands. Spain and France supported Frederick and Prussia, but Great Britain and the Netherlands fought for Maria Theresa and Austria. The Queen fought hard to keep the territory, but she lost. Still, in fighting this War of Austrian Succession, as it was remembered, she managed to keep the rest of her empire intact, and Maria continued to rule until her death in 1780. So here's the full recap. The 30 Years' War was ended with the Peace of Westphalia, leaving Germany broken into over 300 small kingdoms. This prevented the Hapsburg family from uniting all of Germany into one absolute monarchy. But one royal member of the Hapsburg family, Maria Theresa, still had some control. In 1740, she inherited the throne of Austria, Bohemia, and Hungary from her father, Holy Roman Emperor Charles VI. Now, normally she wouldn't be able to inherit this land because she was a woman, but before he died, her father issued something called the Pragmatic Sanction, an order that ensured his daughter would inherit all of his land and all of his power, so that his kingdom wouldn't be split up. Maria consolidated her power and did much to strengthen and develop the economy and infrastructure of Austria. In 1740, a ruler named Frederick II from the North German state of Prussia attacked Maria Theresa, and they fought a war called the War of Austrian Succession. Frederick took some of her land, but Maria Theresa remained in control of much of it, going on to rule until her death in 1780.